Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea and today I'm going to be filming a look review using the beautiful Too Faced chocolate bar palette. I've recently been blessed with 2 trips to Mecca in the space of about a week. I don't have a Mecca near me. I have to drive at least an hour to go to my closest Mecca. So when I am there, I definitely like to make the most of it. I picked up the beautiful Too Faced chocolate bar palette, which I will be using for today's eye look, and the Urban Decay prep spray. I've really been liking both of these products, and if you want to see how I use them, then please keep on watching for this all occasion makeup look. So to prep the skin, I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Vitamin-Infused Complexion Prep Spray. This spray claims to reduce redness, minimize pores, and absorb oil. And they are the main concerns of my skin, so I am all for this spray. After that is dried, I'm going to go in with the Perfect Blur by Garnier, and I'm just going to use that to smooth out my skin and prime before I go in with my foundation. Okay, so for the brows, I'm going in with a new product to my collection, and it is the Brow Pencil by Australis. I wanted to pick up a brow pencil that was a little bit cooler than my Revlon Color Stay. I found that that shade in the blonde was just a little bit warm for my eyebrows, and that my eyebrows are naturally dark. I am a natural born blonde, but for some reason I've just always had dark brows. So I'm just going to go in and lightly fill them in and shape those. I love the fact that you can actually sharpen these pencils. I find sometimes with the mechanical pencils, it's really hard to keep them at a fine tip. And I like my brow pencil to be sharp. I'm just going to go in with my Savvy Clear Brow Gel just to set my brows in place. Okay, so for the eye look today, I am using my new Too Faced chocolate bar palette. I've absolutely been adoring this palette. I've pretty much used it for my eye looks every day since I picked it up just over a week ago now. And to achieve this eye look, I am actually going to use sticky tape. I find this is an excellent technique to just get a really precise kind of eye look, and it looks a lot more put together, I reckon, in the easiest way possible. So I'm just going to line that up with my outer eye and stick that down. Okay, so to prep the eyelids, I am using my Colour Tattoo 24-Hour Metal by Maybelline in the shade Barely Branded. I love this for prepping my eyelids. I think it's a beautiful kind of goldy, neutral, champagne-y colour. The texture's quite good as well. And I'm just going to take that all over my eyelid, bring it up to my brow bone. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye, making sure that we really get into the inner corner and bringing it all the way up to the high points of the brow bone. So once the eyelids are prepped, I'm going to go in with the chocolate bar palette. I'm going to start with this beautiful shade, White Chocolate, and I'm going to take that on just a fluffy shader brush. I'm going to dip, that's not my fluffy shader brush. I'm going to start off with the gorgeous base color here in White Chocolate, just to go all over where we just put the cream eyeshadow. I've absolutely been loving this eyeshadow, and it legitimately smells like chocolate. Like, I've read things online, I've read reviews, but when you actually like smell it in the store, or you play with it, you bring it home and play with it, it smells amazing. Okay, so once that's all done, I'm going to go in with this brown colour right next to White Chocolate, and it is called Milk Chocolate. Now you want to make sure that you tap off the excess on these colours. They are very highly pigmented and beautifully creamy, so when you put your eyeshadow brush into them, I find that I pick up a lot of colour. So as this is an all occasion makeup look, you might want to adjust this look to whether you're wearing it at the daytime, whether you're wearing it at night. Because I'm wearing this in the daytime, I'm just going to really buff that out so the transition colour is not as prominent. So really working that in, and we want to bring that right up to the tape and just a little bit higher than the crease so that we end up with a nice cat eye effect once we remove the tape. As you can see, it is a really pigmented colour. So using windshield wiper motions, just going to keep buffing that in till I'm happy. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and done the other eye, and I've really made sure to blend that in until I'm happy. So once we've done that, we're going to go in with this gorgeous shade here just under the white chocolate called Marzipan. And I'm just going to take that on a little smudger brush and tap off the excess. And I'm going to start from the outer V and just work that right up onto the lid into the inner corner. And we're going to make sure to really blend that into the crease so that we have no harsh lines. I just think this colour Marzipan gives a great beautiful sheen to the lid. And then the same on the other eye, making sure to tap off the excess. Next I'm going to go in with this gorgeous shade down the bottom in Hazelnut, and I'm going to take that into the outer V just to darken up the look and really achieve that kind of smoky look. So I've just put you in a little bit closer so you can see, and I'm just going to do the same on the other eye with that colour Hazelnut. And we're just going to concentrate the majority of the colour in the outer V, but we're just going to blend it nice and softly towards the centre of the eyelid. So when you're happy with that hazelnut colour, I'm just going in with a fluffy crease brush again. I'm really going to work all those colours together, just making sure to blend them all out. If you want, you can even take a little bit of the original base colour we used, white chocolate, which I'm just going to do really lightly and just apply it really lightly over those colours just to blend them all back in together. I'm just going to go into this gorgeous colour Creme Brulee, and it's the nice gold colour here. I'm just going to go in with my finger, tapping off, picking up some colour. I'm just going to place that right on the centre of the eyelid. Okay, so to finish off the top of the eye, I'm just going to go in with this other gorgeous highlight shade in the palette, and that one is called Champagne Truffles. Just going to take that on a small shader brush. Whoops, and I'm going to put that in the very inner corner of my eye and just work that in. We're also going to take that same colour and just apply it to the very high point of the brow bone and blend that all in. And that just gives a gorgeous glow to the brow bone. Instead of using eyeliner for this look, I'm just going to go in with the darkest colour in the palette, and it is called Triple Fudge. It's a beautiful dark matte brown colour. I'm just going to take that on a very sharp angled brush, and I'm going to use that to line the upper lash line. So I'm just going to flow the tape to make a wing. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and done the same thing with the other eye and removed the tape. Okay, so now moving on to the face. I'm using a new foundation to my collection today, and it is the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. I've been trying out this foundation for a couple of weeks now. I had some store credit from Priceline that I'd accumulated through their point system, so I decided that I'd go and pick it up. I'd read some good things about it online. So far I'm quite liking it. It is a little bit of a drying formula, which can be great for oily skinned girls like me, but as I do fall onto the combination side of things sometimes, especially through winter, I did find that it was clinging to my dry patches. But with a good exfoliator and a moisturizer underneath, I've been able to mostly overcome this problem. I think I will like it a lot more in the summertime when I'm definitely more on the oily side than the combination. But it provides quite decent coverage and again, decent amount of staying power. I'm just not sure if I'm exactly sold on the finish, but it is quite a nice drugstore foundation. The sponge really applies the foundation nicely, and then I like to just go in with my Real Techniques brush and buff it all in. Make sure that it's really worked into the skin. Okay, so I've just zoomed you in to show you this foundation. It applies decent coverage. I just find that even though I put on that pore minimizing spray and primer, it still kind of exaggerates my pores a little bit and just clings to my almost non-existent dry patches, which isn't really what you want from a foundation, but it's workable. Okay, so after looking at myself close up in my mirror, I decided that I was going in with a little bit more product, and again with my beauty blender, and I found that it did work the product back into my skin. That's why I've been using my beauty blender over the last couple of weeks to kind of use it to apply the foundation. But I mean, it's quite nice and it does do for a drugstore foundation, but it's definitely not my favorite. As I said, it is still relatively new to my collection. I have been wearing it on a daily basis. I've been wearing that in place of my Estée Lauder Double Wear because it is a little bit lighter for everyday use. So I'm just going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to apply that to the places where I want to highlight. So that is definitely underneath the eyes to brighten up the eyes, the high point of the nose, just a little bit on the forehead in between the brows, and just down into the Cupid's bow. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques sponge and blend that in. So after I've concealed, I'm going in with my Healthy Balance powder by Bourjois in the shade 52 Vanilla. It's not my exact skin match as a powder, but I think it's nice and bright to set concealer. So I'm just going in and I really set that into the skin. I do have fine lines right underneath my eye, and I find that this concealer can settle into those lines. So I'm just really making sure that I powder. Another thing I've actually found with the Maybelline Fit Me is that if I bring it too far down onto the cheeks, it can settle in a little bit to my pores. Does anyone else find that? I haven't heard it as a kind of wide complaint. I haven't heard anyone say that they've dealt with the same thing. But when I do come across that, I do like to just work in the product a little bit with my fingers. I find the warmth and the pressure of my finger just really works that in. Okay, so after I've finished applying my face products, I'm going to pick up the Chocolate Bar palette again, and I'm just going to go into that shade Hazelnut, tap off the excess, and just use it to lightly line my lower lash line, just to smoke it out a little bit. So I've just done the same thing to the other eye, smoking out that colour. It's nothing too dramatic, nothing too intense, just something to bring that colour down onto the lower lash line and just to smoke it out a little bit. Then to bring brightness back to the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer in the colour in the Nude. This one's just a retractable eyeliner, and I'm just going to go in and line the lower lash line. Just right in the waterline of the lower lash line. Just to clean up any of the shadow that's fallen. Just to clean up any of the shadow that's fallen into that waterline. And just to really brighten up the eye. Most of that highlight colour did stay on the inner corner of my eye even after I applied my face product. But I'm just going to go back in just so that it's quite intense. Okay, so once you're happy with the eye look, I'm just going to go in with my eyelash curler and curl my lashes before I apply a coat of mascara. So depending on where you're wearing this look to, or what kind of event, whether you're wearing it day or night, you might choose to apply a pair of falsies to this look. But as I said before, I'm just wearing it for the daytime, so I'm just going to go in with a couple of coats with the Revlon Bold Lacquer Mascara. I've come across a half-empty tube that I had stored in my stash. Recently I've been using the newer bottle, but I love the look of like half-used mascaras. I'm not someone who loves really intense lashes, so I like when there's not so much product applied at one time. I like the fact that with this older tube of mascara, I can really go in and build it up as I choose. Okay, so for bronzer and blush, I am using my trusty Estée Lauder palette. I'm just going to go in with the bronze shade of the palette up here and the blush that's next to it. So for bronzer, I'm using the Bronze Goddess Bronzer Powder in medium. And for blush, I'll be using the Pure Colour Blush number 11 Sensuous Rose. So first I'm going to start off with blush. I'm just going to pick that up on a blush brush and apply it to the apples of my cheeks and draw it upwards. Okay, then after the blush, I'm just going to go in with my bronzer. So I'm just using this bronzer to warm up the face. So I'm just going to take it really lightly over where I would naturally get sun. Just kind of my cheeks, my forehead, along my hairline and my temple, up onto my nose. I will take a little bit down under the jawline and down onto the neck just so that everything matches up. Okay, after bronzer, I'm going in with my Too Faced Natural Face palette and using the Luminize shade with that. I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. It's just, sorry about the messiness of the palette, it's just this middle shade here, and it's just a beautiful, as the name suggests, luminizing product. And I'm just going to apply that to the high points of my cheeks and up into my temple, just on the opposite side of where I put that glow for the brow bone highlight. So personally, being oily skinned, I do prefer a matte looking foundation, and then I will usually go in with a highlighting product such as this one, just to add my own dewy glow. Then just on top of that, I'm going in with my Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in Beige Pearl, just to top that luminizer. This is a great product on its own if you just want to achieve a really natural looking highlight. I picked this product up after Kathleen Lights recommended it, and I've really been enjoying it. It's kind of my everyday highlighter. Okay, for lips, I'm going in with the Essence Lip Liner in Satin Mauve. So I have started off with a lip balm. I put on my lip balm before I started applying all my other products, just so by the time that I actually come around to putting lip products on, my lips are nice and hydrated. I'm not just drawing around the outside of my lips, I'm really taking that colour all over. Okay, that got really bold really quickly. If you want to sheer out a lip liner colour, I would just apply a little bit of lip balm beforehand and then apply the lip liner directly over the top, which is normally how I apply this lip liner. And to top that off, I'm just going to go in with the Lasting Finish lipstick in 077 Asia by Rimmel. This used to be one of those colours that was my everyday lipstick colour. I have used this a lot. I have this gorgeous Kay Lip Shimmer that just gives a beautiful natural sheen to the lips. And I feel like wearing a sheeny kind of lip gloss today. So I'm just going to go over the top and apply a little bit of that. So just to set all of those products in place and to finish off this look, I'm just going in with the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. Being oily skinned, well, combination to oily skin, I like to make sure that I set my makeup before I finish, just to help the longevity and to help keep those oils at bay. I did find that with this foundation it got a little bit cakey, so I'm just going to go in with the Urban Decay Complexion Prep Spray that we started with and just give that a really light spritz and hope that that takes a little bit of the cakiness away. I am still looking for my HG foundation. If you are oily skinned and you have found yours, or you have a great product that you're using at the moment, please let me know in the comments below because I would really like to check them out. And this is the final finished makeup look. I've really been loving the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and if you are interested in seeing any more looks using that palette, then please definitely let me know in the comments below or leave a comment on my Instagram page. Thank you again for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you do like my videos and want to see more, then please don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. My Instagram will be linked below with all of the products that I've used for this video. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.